Good evening. Time to have another quick chat about something that's hopefully going to be useful. What I want to talk about tonight is some resources on courses and how to plan out your courses. But before I do that, I just want to have a quick word. It's Monday night at the moment, tomorrow's Tuesday, and you may or may not be aware, but the union that's many staff, or some staff belong to, including myself, is calling industrial action tomorrow afternoon. So a bunch of us will be on strike tomorrow afternoon, basically, so we won't be working. Why is that important? Well, you might find that one of your classes that's after 2 o'clock, because the strike is from 2 to 5, is shifted, and your staff member will be taking that class at another time, or maybe another staff member will be taking over for the class. So I would normally have a COM 3001 DAA tutorial tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I won't be able to take that because I'm on strike, so Dr. So will be covering that for me, which of course is additional work for him. For those of us who are on strike, it is likely that we're going to be docked pay as part of that, so we'll lose 3 hours of pay. In my case, I'm doing about 50 hours a week anyway. Yes, I'm not doing the tutorial, but I'm still doing lots of work. Many other staff who are moving their class to another time, so we'll still take the class, are at risk of being docked pay anyway. So we're not doing it to inconvenience you, and we're not doing it because we're lazy, because we're possibly going to be suffering more than you are. We're doing it because we want good conditions for staff and students, and that's frankly something worth fighting for. So just keep that in mind. Please don't get too grumpy if you are inconvenienced about the strike. On another note, this is now the start of week 3, and semester is more or less settled now. I've just come back a short while ago for my COM 2009 Intelligent Agents unit, which I'm enjoying very much. Most of us staff, of course, are here because we like teaching, and that's exactly what I do, and that was a really fun class again. It's a nice time of semester. The initial parts are, the real confusion, the real urgency are starting to resolve, and we haven't got to the mid-semester assessments in most units yet. So it's a nice time. Enjoy it. What I want to talk about is something more long-term. So let me just share my screen. Here's one I set up earlier style. So this is the screen for the computer colloquium I've talked about before, but I want to talk in general today about your course, how to know what units you should be doing. The handbook is a fairly nice guide, the online handbook, but if you go into Computing Colloquium, go to your units and courses, then go into your course structures, this has a lot of the information that you will need. So if you open this here, there's some notes, but really what you just need is this pretty little thing here. You may have seen that before. So if you're in computer science, these are the units you're doing. If there's software engineering, these are the units you're doing. And it's nice and colorful. Why is it colorful? It's because of prerequisites. So you'll see ISE is orange. So anything that has a bright orange square in front of it, like intelligence agents, well, that's pink, it needs maths, like human computer interfaces, that requires the orange thing ISE as a prerequisite. When something has a half square like that, it's a concurrent prerequisite. That means you can do ISE at the same time as PDI. It is a prerequisite. Just like you can do FCS at the same time as maths and PDI if you want. You can do technically databases at the same time as PDI, so that should probably be a shaded square. Having that gives you a bit more information than the online handbook gives you, because the online handbook has a known bug where if something is a prerequisite, it's called a prerequisite, even if it's actually concurrent prerequisite like this one here is. So this will give you correct information when the online handbook won't. So it's useful from that point of view. Also, if you have transferred in from somewhere else, or if you've come in from Curtin College, or especially if you're going from IT to computing, here are some study plans for you. So let's say you did IT, maybe at Curtin College, maybe somewhere else. you've gone into computer science, you can look at the computer science study plan. Just download it, open it up. Should probably have prepared this one earlier as well. Waiting. Yeah, I definitely should have prepared it earlier. My apologies, though. We get the time I'll edit it out. So this is your standard entry. These units are exactly as they are. Notice that I always use proper headings navigation. So, hey, this is for standard entry. What if you're mid-year? Well, if you're mid-year, this is the order of the units you should be taking. So in the first semester, you'll be taking this. Your second semester, which is the first semester for Curtin, but it's your second semester at Curtin, you'll be taking this, etc. If you're coming from Bachelor of IT, including Curtin College, these are the units you're taking in this order. So if you have an unusual enrollment because you've come in at an unusual time, you're changing courses, whatever, this can probably give you a fair bit of help. But if your enrollment is even less usual than that, let's say you failed a couple of units, unfortunately, but it happens, you still want to optimize your plan to keep going. Or maybe you only want to do 3 units per semester, or you only want to study 2 units per semester for the last couple of semesters. How do you know what to do? Well, the simple thing is you ask your course coordinator. If you're in a Bachelor of Computing, I'm your course coordinator, you ask me. If you're in the Bachelor of IT, Nazanin is your course coordinator, you ask Nazanin. If you're data science, then Ritu is your course coordinator, then you ask Ritu. Of course, if you're watching this video in a couple of years' time, who knows who your course coordinators are, but you can find out. And you should be able to find out just by going to the office if you're not sure. However, you just ask them, this is how I do it. So I prepared a course plan for a student earlier today. I just went through and filled things in. So this dark green is a bit of CRL. These light green units are units that they've already passed. In this case, they passed exactly the same units in another course. So this one here was not exactly the same unit. That's why it's dark green. And then I've just color coded according to this key. So this semester, that student should be doing the 4 blue units. And the way I do this is because I know how the course works. I know what the prerequisites are. I also know what the good things are to do. So I know, for example, that DAA is a relatively tough course. So normally I wouldn't tell somebody do that in, as soon as you have to. Delay it a bit, do it later. But this student's computer science, DAA is prerequisite for TFCS. TFCS is a lot of work, and MP is also a lot of work. You don't want to do these in the same semester. So the new course plan is you do DAA in semester 2, then TFCS, then MP. So because I know this from having talked to students for many years, I can put together a course plan that makes sense for you. So what I'll do is if I've made this for you, I'll just copy and paste probably actually this entire thing, maybe just this thing here, and I'll put that in an email to you. You've got that for your record. And if things change again, you can ask me again. Now, if you send me an email halfway through the semester saying, can you please give me a course plan? I will say, well, look, it's halfway through the semester. You don't need it at the moment. Can you please get back to me once you've got your results? Why do I do that? Well, I'm fairly busy, want to maximize my time. At the moment, you already know what you're enrolled in, but that can change as soon as you get your results. If you fail a unit, then that means that this course plan will change. So what I do is I'll say, once you've got your results, email me again. And then for a while before the next semester starts, going up to maybe the first week or so, I'll keep doing plans. And after that, I'll say, okay, enough for now. You've got your units this semester. Do it at the end of semester. So it's a start of semester service. Other course coordinators might do it differently. But if I do say, please check in with me again later, that's why. I'm not just being lazy. I'm trying to be time efficient. And that's it for me for tonight. So have a good week, and I will be back next week. Ciao.